You know, uh, so I was looking at this report on the U.S. Census website, and I was curious about your deficit. Like, where's all the money going? Apparently, the biggest item on there, get this, that you're importing is travel. You're thinking, how can the U.S. when we leave the country, how can we be importing? Well, it's a funny thing, right? When you leave the country for vacation, right? You take a foreign airline, you're importing. When you go to Australia and you take Qantas, you're importing. When you go to school in England, you're importing. When you go to Cuba on tourism and stuff, you're importing. It's considered importing because the money is leaving the country. If you go to Australia, your dollar, the US dollar is leaving the country. It's spent on Australia. You're importing, right? It's like when we think of imports, we think of goods like, a product, like a mouse, right? If this came from China, it's so dirty, my mouse. Excuse me for that. If this came from China, right, it ends up in your country, USA, your dollar goes Chinese seller, right? But if you go there and you buy Chinese food because you're on vacation, your dollar goes Chinese seller. You're importing. The whole point of importing is your dollar, that's my microwave. Pardon me for that. The whole point of importing is your dollar goes to a foreign seller, right? So we're thinking products, oh, this mouse has to be in America. But what if you travel? What if you go to school in Europe? What if you travel to Australia? Nothing's entering the country. You yourself, the human person, is leaving and spending money with a foreign seller as tourism, for school, what have you. Your import, it counts as an import. It adds to your deficit. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? Personally, I think it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Come on, seriously. Like, if your family goes to Paris, your family goes to Australia, right? Your kid goes to Britain for school, like the London School of Economics, Oxford University. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? It's an import, adds to your deficit. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? It's a good thing, right? So I was surprised. I thought it'd be like computers. I thought it'd be like tennis shoes. I thought it'd be like t-shirts. It's not any of that. Most of it is like, culture and tourism and going to school. Is that a bad thing or good thing? It's a good thing, okay? It's good. It's deficit, but it's not as ugly as you thought it was. It's not just tennis shoes and t-shirts. You're actually seeing the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and Eiffel Tower, and Outback, and you're getting your degrees over there. It's a good thing. Surprise, surprise. Look at that U.S. Census report. That's your deficit. It's gone down, but it's mostly because going to university. You guys are going to universities overseas or traveling. Getting to know other countries and stuff. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, right? So don't freak out too much. Everybody back on the plateau. See you tomorrow. It's Monday. Adios, sayonara. Bye-bye.